Health is life. Your health matters. You matter. Health begins in the spirit and the mind. Take time to love you. Live well. Be well.
Yeah, let's go!
Health matters to me.
Come on, get up, cause you tuned into the station for your morning motivation to get your education for your health and your spiritual needs.
Health matters to me.
Yeah, strong will to empower the people, to promote the peace, no positive attitudes, behavior that's a lifelong dream goals.
Health matters to me.
Yeah, health matters and we're here to help you become a better you, to be the best version you can be.
Health matters to me.
Yeah, and it's time for this classic, fantastic food for your soul. Here's Jackie and Coach Patrick right here. Let's go.
Health matters to me.
Good morning, everyone. This is Jackie.
And Coach Patrick.
You are listening to Help Matters here on WAAW Shout 94.7 FM, the voice of the gospel truth.
Another beautiful day, y'all, the Lord has made.
And we're going to choose to rejoice and be glad in it, guys.
Yes, that's what we're going to do. Listen, Jackie, house cleaning, birthdays. This is October. It is your birthday month.
Tomorrow is my birthday. Yes.
So happy birthday to Jackie. Happy birthday, baby.
And happy birthday to our daughter.
As always, she started early celebrating her birthday and getting gifts for her birthday, but it's all good. You know,
yes,
she deserves to be celebrated. And my daughter, Delisha, our daughter, happy birthday to Delisha. Happy birthday to Princess, our niece, and the twins, Avon and Cav. And happy birthday to Patricia Lee.
Yes.
She's having a birthday.
Yes, had a birthday. Yes.
Had a birthday last week. So happy
all right,
birthday.
guys.
I hope you enjoyed your day. And to those who are celebrating a wedding anniversary, we wish you the best. Keep building, keep becoming one. However you did it. You jumped the broom, you tied the knot, whatever you did to do it, you did it. So keep becoming one, keep building dreams, and keep loving each other. Keep loving each other. Keep making family.
All right, guys. Yes.
Clap for that.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Yay.
All right, yeah. Dr. Dan, Aiken Chiropractic, when your spine is aligned, our body is too. Aiken Chiropractic is located at 425 Lawrence Street, Northwest in Aiken, South Carolina. Their number is 803-641-9191. Their website is www.aikenchiropractic.com. To be a sponsor, partner, or friend of the broadcast, you can call 706-592-8862 and help us to do what we do on Help Matters and within Get Fit with Jackie as a whole. We do a lot of things in the community that you guys should know about. And when you sponsor or partner or, friend us and help us do what we do, you help us to bring things into the community that help others as it pertains to their health and well-being.
Okay, guys, without further ado, we're going to introduce you to our sponsor, Dr. Dan Jolich. And you know, he always comes with a wealth of knowledge and wisdom. And so we always like to thank him for coming on and being there for us and supporting us. And we are grateful for that. And I told you, we always find something to be grateful for. And today we are grateful for him to continue to be with us and support us and to help us educate us so we can help our other people. So before further ado, we're going to bring on Dr. Dan Jolich.
Hello, everybody.
Yay. Hey.
How you doing today?
How you doing?
Doing good as usual. And first of all, happy early birthday. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, mine's coming up in December, so we still got a little bit of time before that. But I like this time of the year. There's a lot of fun stuff happening towards the end of the year, so I kind of enjoy it. So it's kind of fun. The weather's looking good too, so I enjoy it.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I got to do
Not
a little
too
bit.
hot, not too cold. I love it. Springtime, fall, autumn time. I love that time of the year because it's not too cold, it's not too hot.
Right.
Yeah. Go to the mountains, go see the leaves change color. It's something to see. It's beautiful, and I will highly recommend that. So that'll be awesome to go see.
We're just coming back from Helen, Georgia. I said we had a great time.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Deep in the mountains.
Yeah, we were up in the mountains the weekend before, and my mother-in-law wanted to see the leaves, so we took her there. And I don't know if you ever guys went to there's a place on Village Parkway. It's called Mount Pisgah. It is the only hotel on Blue Ridge Parkway. I think it's owned by National Park Service. And it's working, even though the government is off. The this place is working. So anyway, you don't have to stay there, but it's right on the Blue Ridge Parkway. You can just go there. It's free parking, and they have these beautiful wooden rocking chairs overlooking the view, which is phenomenal. And there's a restaurant, there's a gift shop, so it's kind of fun to go see all that. Anyway, it's beautiful. We were there, and the colors are, starting to change. But I think in a couple of weeks we'll be even better. So
Oh
there's
yeah,
plenty of time to go and check it out.
most definitely, most
Yes.
definitely. So,
Yeah.
Dr. Dan, what you got for the CSRA today? I know it's good.
So I thought today we talk about something that I would like to do as well, but I've been kind of stressing about doing it. I like to do a little fast. Now I started doing what I call intermittent fasting.
Mhm.
And I'll explain what it is and why you do it and what's the health benefits of that. You
Mhm.
probably know already, but for people that don't know, intermittent fasting just means you eat, just don't eat all day long. You eat a certain time and certain time you don't eat. So, for instance, I don't eat after maybe 7 p.m. or earlier, and then I don't actually do breakfast. I just drink some water in the morning. And then I go to work, and then I eat when I get back around noon or so. So I'm trying not to eat for at least 12 hours or more at the time. And then when I do eat, I try not to. I try to eat between that interval around lunchtime and no later than 7. So I eat in about a 7-hour interval. And then most of the day I don't eat. It's not really that hard. It's actually pretty easy because most of the time you sleep. So it's not really that difficult. Also, drink a lot of water. I mean, a lot of times we confuse hunger with thirst, and the first thing you want to do is get a glass of water. It's pretty good for you, and so I've been doing that. So I've been kind of itching to do a longer fast because I know there's a lot of health benefits to that. And I was going to talk about it, but there's a lot of doctors that I subscribe to on YouTube and I read about him. One of them is Dr. Berg, Berg. If you go on YouTube and look this guy up, you're going to find out he's got 14 million subscribers on YouTube.
Wow.
14 million.
Mm.
I mean, the CNN as a news channel has like 5 or 6. Fox News maybe similar. This guy's one guy. He's got double what the professional news organizations have. That's
Wow.
how good his stuff is. So, he says a lot of stuff. Other doctors say the same thing. But I'm going to follow a little bit of a thing for today. I want to tell people, what if you fast for 5 days? What would the benefits of that be? Can you do it? Are you going to be starving? How are you going to feel doing it? So I'm already doing this intermittent fasting. And by the way, the doctors say, including Dr. Berg and everybody else, they say, well, you don't just go and fast for 5 days. You're supposed to do a little bit of a small intermittent fasting first to get your body kind of ready for it. So I've been doing that. And it's not hard. It's not hard at all. I'm not hungry in the morning. I feel fine. I go to the office, have actually more energy. My mind is kind of clear. I feel good. So, now I'm kind of ready for the next step. And so the real benefit is doing a 5-day fast. So let me explain what that does. I'm not sure if you're able to pull that slide that I sent you earlier
Yes, let me
on
get
the
it for
screen.
you.
Yeah, I want to show them that because that kind of explains a little bit. So this is a slide that talks about per each day what's going on. So 5 days. Now, day number 1, okay, as people start fasting, meaning fasting means it doesn't mean you don't eat anything. It means you drink a lot of water. You can eat things like, tea, just don't put any sugar in it. You can also have some coffee, just don't put a lot of sugar in it, that kind of stuff. You can eat a little soup. Something with the bone broth is really good because you got some amino acids and some minerals in it, and it's easy to digest. It's not like you don't eat it completely anything, but you're trying not to eat a lot of stuff and definitely don't want to eat sugar. So if you do this, the day one of the things that you're going to start losing is glycogen. It's on top right here on the screen. It talks about that. Anyway, glycogen, what is glycogen? So we're going to have to use some little bit more deeper terms in order to understand this stuff. But glycogen is molecules of glucose. They're connected together. And they're not just, so glucose is sugar, so it's all sugar, but it's not just connected to itself. For each molecule of glycogen, there are 3 molecules of water. So there's a lot of water. So think of glycogen as sort of like a sugar that's suspended in water. It attaches a lot of water to it. So
Mm.
sometimes people try to lose weight quickly and they want to fit in a dress or something for the wedding or special occasion. Oh man, I lost like 10 pounds in a week or something. So that's not really healthy, but most of the weight is, glycogen and water. So that's why when you start eating again, you gain it right back really quickly. But
Mhm.
that will go away. Glycogen will go away, which will be helpful to our health. The next thing is you lower your insulin levels, and that is a big deal right there. So
Right.
insulin, yeah, insulin. So insulin is a substance that our body creates, and basically it has to do with sugar. So if you don't eat as much, your insulin levels go down. If you eat a lot of sugar and bad diet like fast food and stuff, your insulin levels goes way up, and then you get something called insulin resistance. You can't do nothing. You feel terrible. So it's really bad. Well, if you stop eating for a day, on the day one of not eating, your insulin levels go down, okay? And that is really good. And that's when your body starts getting ready to digest your fat. We have fat, of course, I have fat too, everybody has fat, so you want to get rid of that fat. So that's what happens the day one. It starts to do that. And lower levels of insulins are very healthy. They're related to a lot of health benefits. Let's just kind of move on because we got a limit on time, but that's kind of what happens.
You good?
Yeah, and then some things get turned off and some things get turned on the day one. So, for instance, your body starts realizing, okay, there's no food coming in, and you're used to eating every day. So, you will be eating. You're just not going to eat food coming from the outside. You're going to eat food that's stored in your body, which is your fat. But, that's not happening just yet. So, as the body is used to eating multiple times a day, and all of a sudden there's no food in your digestive system, certain things turn off, like the growth. Your growth of your new cells and everything turns off. But some other things turn on, and you need to be fasting in order to turn these things on. And some of the things that turn on is cell repair mechanisms. So your body starts to repair itself, but only thing it turns it on if you don't eat for a little bit. So that's what that is. So the first day, a lot of stuff happens, but you got to make it through the first day. Second day, which is the number 2 on that chart, now it gets really interesting. Now, second day, your body starts to change your metabolic uh, levels and the form and everything else. So it starts getting into something called ketosis. And that is really, really interesting. So when they talk about keto diet, they are talking into state called ketosis. So what does that really mean? What is the ketone? What are the ketones? Well, some people think if you don't eat, your primary source of fuel for your body is, sugar. That's
Mhm.
not actually true. We eat that because that's in a lot of the food we eat, especially in the United States. But that's not really that healthy. We should eat ketones. Ketones are actually the primary fuel in our body. It's ketones. We just mess it up through our diet. So now your body realizes you're not getting any more food through your digestive system, but your body has plenty of food stored away. And so it starts to do this ketosis, okay? And so it starts to create ketones and all that. And that's actually really healthy. But it does that by using something which is, a very healthy source of food that's very concentrated source of calories in your body that you have stored probably for years, and that is your body's fat. So you're starting to have less hunger. You don't feel as much hunger on the second day, which is interesting because you're not getting food digested, but your body is starting to eat. It is starting to eat your fat reserves. The fat that we have in our body, it's starting to change, and your body is doing that through the process of ketosis. Very interesting. It's also affecting your brain. You start to think more clearly. Your brain's going to start more clearly, and you're going to think more clearly with your mind. It's going to be really interesting, how that happens. And then another thing starts to happen on the second day, and that is a process called, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Your body will start autophagy. Autophagy. I'm not
Mhm.
sure if I'm pronouncing it okay, but that's the letter written down there. Autophagy.
Mhm.
What it is, okay? Autophagy is a cellular process where cells break down and recycle their own components, such as damaged proteins, organelles, and cellular debris. This is a crucial mechanism for maintaining cellular homeostasis, recycling nutrients, and eliminating harmful substances. So you want to have this. Autophagy is an amazing process that your body will be triggered by different things, including not eating, including, fasting, because you are giving body some nutrient deprivation that the body was used to. So now, your body goes and starts this process of autophagy. So what does that really mean? Your body is cleaning up the bad stuff in your cells. It's destroying bad things and creating new cells. It's renewing itself. It's pretty amazing. So in order to have this process start, you got to trigger it somehow. And not eating for the second day starts the process, which is amazing. Your body creates some substances called autophagosomes, and those are membrane structures that form around cellular material that is to be recycled, that is to be get rid of. And then it creates something called lysosomes. So these autophagosomes fuse with lysosomes, and those are the organelles in our cells that contain the digestive enzymes. So your body is basically destroying its cellular debris. It's destroying old cells and stuff that really we don't need anymore, that's been stored there for God knows how long, and it's trying to clean itself up. That's really what this process means. So it's very, very good. There's a lot of benefits to that, including stress adaptations, including cancer prevention. Autophagy can suppress tumor growth, but eliminating damaged proteins or organelles that may contribute to cancer development. Can you believe that? I mean, it helps you with cancer. It causes neuroprotection. It plays a role in maintaining your neuronal health and preventing neurodegenerative diseases. And anti-aging. That is the coolest thing. Autophagy may contribute to longevity by removing cellular debris and preventing accumulation of age-related damage. How cool is that? Your body is literally starting to clean itself up, okay? So that's what happens in a day 2. So day
Dr.
1...
Let me ask you this question. Because we're on day 2 now, right? And you're saying on this intermittent fast on day 1 and day 2, we haven't consumed any foods, just drinking beverages?
You are basically fasting. This is what I call fast. This is not intermittent fasting. Now it's a full-on fast. So to get to this level, to do this 5-day fast, you really should do intermittent fasting first for a little bit and get your body used to that, which I am at that level right now. But you want to do the next step, and this will be a 5-day fast. You can do less, but 5 days gives you awesome benefits to your health. So that's what I'm saying.
I just want to be clear, and I want the people to be clear that hear you. So on this fast, on this second day, they haven't eaten anything.
No, you are drinking water. You can drink tea, but no sugar. You can drink coffee, but no sugar or cream. And then if you want to eat something, will be like a little bone broth, like a clear bone broth soup. You can buy it in the store.
Like a liquid diet or something.
Yes, liquid diet. And that's it, just that. You really don't want to eat. And then what's going to happen is you really should try to take some multivitamins because we need to have certain vitamins. And they make those supplements. You just buy them in Walmart, just buy Man's multivitamins. They got everything. They got, magnesium, calcium, phosphorus, all this stuff, the B vitamins. You need those just to be, healthy. So if you just take that and you don't really eat much, you just drink water and maybe something like tea or coffee or whatever, you're going to be just fine because your body is going to start to eat itself. It's going to start to eat your fat. And that's really what it is. So, so that's why day 2, you're going to experience less hunger because your body is not, you're not depriving body of food. Body is just shifting the source of food. So instead of waiting for you to eat something and digest something through your digestive system, that doesn't come. So it's going to be starting to tap into your reserves in your body, which is your fat. Fat is really a high caloric molecules that the body saves for the rainy day. And that's really what it is. So it's going to start eating, but you don't feel as much hunger anymore because it changes to the ketosis. When the ketosis kicks in, you feel less hunger. So it's easier to do, So that's how that goes. So that will be the second day. Now, the third day, This is really interesting. Now, the third day, you get a little deeper. So you get even deeper ketosis, and you might start seeing some weight loss and stuff like that. You're going to feel less brain fog. You're going to feel basically less hunger, almost no hunger. And then something really interesting is happening. There is something called BDNF that your body will make. I'm not sure if you heard about that term before, but BDNF stands for brain derived neurotrophic factors. Okay, brain derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. So this is a neurotrophin that your brain will start to secrete and release as you do the day 3 of this thing. Okay, it is a neurotrophin family of proteins, and they act as growth factors for neurons. It is very, very interesting what happens. So, this it's just amazing. So you're gonna have certain processes happening in your body that may have not happened ever, or it has happened very little in the past. So why is that important? Well, there's a lot of stuff that happens. The BDNF causes neuron survival and growth. So it's vital for the survival of different types of neurons, which are the nerve cells, especially, when kids are developing. But when we get older, when we are adults, we don't have as much of that. This will trigger that to happen again. You will get something called synaptic plasticity, which is interesting, and that's ability of synapses, which are connections between the neurons in your brain and everything, to change over time, and that's actually critical for learning and memory. So as the BDNF starts to get secreted in your bloodstream and everything, you're gonna have clarity of mind. You're gonna think better. You're gonna be smarter in a way. Like you're gonna lose a little bit of a brain fog that comes with bad diet. You're gonna just, all of a sudden think straighter, think better, perform better at work. It's amazing. It's just gonna feel like you clear up your mind. And it also happens with neurogenesis, and that promotes the generation of new neurons in certain parts of the brain. So you really regenerate your brain. It's pretty amazing, actually. That happens on the day 3, approximately. If you also do running, like aerobic exercise, that can also increase the BDNF. Okay, that's why aerobic exercise or whatever gives you a little bit of a high, gives you a little bit of a, because it helps with that BDNF. But also this fast is going to cause that to happen. It triggers that to happen. And also, when you have reduced levels of BDNF, those are linked to number of conditions such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and depression. So all of those things can go away. It can clear up. Like, you're gonna feel better. You're not gonna have any depression. Day 3, you're gonna feel euphoric. You're gonna feel better. You're gonna be like a new person. So it's pretty amazing. So there's a lot of work done with that. But in order to have this thing released in our body, we really have to do this little bit of a trigger. And one of the triggers, a big trigger, is if you fast, you don't eat for like 3 days. So day 3, you start having the BDNF. And studies have shown you can increase your BDNF 400%. But that's not on everybody. It just depends on, person. But yeah, it gets really high with that. So then you get even more of that autophagy process that has started the day before. Now it's even deeper. Now your cells are really repairing themselves. Isn't that amazing? All of that is doing its work. Your body is repairing itself, renewing yourself when you stop basically eating crap.
I can see that because because of what's in food these days. But I was looking at this BDNF as you was talking about it, and how it talks about how it's essential for brain health, and how it plays a role, like you say, in this various disorders like depression and Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease, and even the autism spectrum. It affects that.
It's amazing, but we don't really trigger that usually in our normal routines. We don't trigger that, and we suppress all those mechanisms by eating all this crap that they're giving to us. So we need to really, wake up from that. And if we don't, we're gonna be sick. If we do all this stuff, you're gonna be super healthy. So, those are the things that happen in day 3. Your immune system will get better. It will get stronger. Your body will grow new white blood cells. It would get rid of, through the process of that autophagy, it will get rid of the old white blood cells. They're damaged or they're just diseased or whatever. It will get rid of those. It will literally dissolve them through lysosomes. But it's going to create new immunity. Your immunity will go up in the level 3 or day 3. And then your gut lining. So, we digest nutrients through our gut lining. And as you know, the gut lining is very important, and it's only one cell layer thick. That's it, just one cell layer. It's so thin, so it can be destroyed really easily. And a lot of the acidity in our foods destroys the gut lining. Also, a lot of the foods that we eat causes tissue inflammation, which is a cause of a lot of conditions people have. So now you're not eating for the 3rd day. You don't get an inflammation. You don't have that damage. And your body now does this deep autophagy. In other words, what it's doing with that, your body is actually rebuilding its gut lining. It's getting rid of all the crap that's in there and cleaning it up and growing new cells. So you are just stimulating all that growth. It is incredible. And another thing that happens on the day 3 is growth hormone. You're going to be releasing more growth hormone, which kids have, but we as adults don't have as much. And so growth hormone is just incredibly important. And so what the growth hormone does, okay? You can Google that as well, but fasting like this leads to an increase in growth hormone levels. And what it does, insulin that we get from eating too much food that has a lot of sugar in it, our insulin levels go up with that kind of food. But now you don't eat for 3 days, your insulin level is going to drop down. High insulin levels suppresses growth hormone production. So if you have too much of an insulin, you have too little growth hormone. So your cells cannot grow. They cannot, grow new cells. They don't grow as the same rate as they should, and you just have diseases and sicknesses. So the decreased insulin level, increases growth hormone production. You can also get increased something called glucagon levels, and glucagon stimulates growth hormone production. And fasting increases glucagon levels, which again rises the growth hormone, which is really good. So this now causes increased fat burning. So your process of fasting you just did in the 3rd day causes the releases of fatty acids, which can stimulate the growth hormone production as well. So you burn fat even faster than before. And then there's some other stuff with the nervous system and all that. So it is just incredible how this helps. But the magnitude of the increase of the growth hormone depends on a lot of factors. And one of the factors is duration of fasting, which is why we are saying let's do 5 days of fast and not just quit after day 2 or day 1. It's just not long enough for some of these things to happen. You have to do it for a certain time for some of these things to actually take place. So you want to have, autophagy. You want to have, growth hormone that goes up. You want to decrease your insulin levels. Brain-derived, neurons things. You want to have that as well. All of that. It doesn't happen, on the day 1. You have to do a little bit longer, and then your body does all that. So that's how you stimulate all those levels. So the benefits of increased growth hormone would be, muscle preservation. Your growth hormone promotes protein synthesis and muscle growth. So you fast for 5 months, your muscles are going to be fine. They're not going to deplete themselves. Your body's living off of fat. It's not living off of muscle. And part of that is the growth hormone increase. You're going to have a fat loss because growth hormone increases fat burning, and you're going to have improved metabolic health because growth hormone improves insulin sensitivity, and that reduces blood sugar levels. So it's just amazing, how that, affects us in so many ways. But next thing I want to talk about is when we get to day 4. Now we're at the day 4. And that's pretty interesting stuff. Then day 5, we're going to start eating a little bit. But day 4, you have maximum fat burning. That's where things just kind of hit the fan, and all these things are kind of combining, and you are really kind of pushing on really good. So you get max fat burning on the day 4. Your hunger is gone. Your body has changed your metabolism, and it doesn't really need sugar right now. It has plenty of fat to burn, so it's actually burning fat. So the reason why the hunger is gone, it's a reflex. When we eat so many times a day, we are teaching our brain we need to be doing that, but we don't. People in the history in the past didn't eat as much. Like there's 3 meals a day plus 2 snacks and stuff people do. That's a new invention. In the past people didn't eat as much. 100 years ago, when people were mostly farmers in the world, including the United States, I mean, they maybe ate 2 meals a day, sometimes only 1 meal a day. That was normal. 3 meals a day was invention later. It's actually really because the World War, but that's a different story. But we didn't used to eat that much. So bodies doesn't need to. We growing that need to eating that often because it's a social norm, and we developed the reflex. So you are really changing the reflex right now because you haven't eaten for 4 days, except for some liquid and stuff like that, and taking those multivitamins and all that. But it is the hunger is gone. You don't feel hungry at all because even though you're not putting food in your mouth, your body is eating. It's eating its own stored fat, and it's eating 24/7. Like it's not eating just when you digest something like you normally do. Your body is actually digesting that fat all the time. So you don't really have hunger because there's plenty of fat usually on people to go around. So that's how max fat burning is happening on day 4. You want to reach that day 4 so you have the maximum, maximum effect from that. And other things happen. I mean, we talk about insulin. You're going to get more insulin sensitivity because the more stuff we eat with sugar and all this empty calories, it causes decrease of insulin sensitivity, and basically, we can't lose weight. I mean, your metabolism just stalls, but this is decreasing levels of insulin, and your body becomes more sensitive in insulin changes as well, which is healthy, hormones are changing, receptors are changing, your microbes in your gut are changing. So we have to have a gut bacteria because we can't live without them. If we didn't have microbes in our gut, we would starve. Like we do not have all the enzymes to digest all the food that we eat. So what really happens is we live in symbiotic relationship with the microbial more organisms that live in our gut, that live in our digestive system. So we eat something and it goes down there, and those microbes digest it first. So they eat first, and we actually cause them to live in ourselves. But they don't affect us negatively. They affect us positively because they digest the food, they break it down, and that's how we can also digest the food as well. So we couldn't eat without them. We would start without the microbes. But there are different microbes over time with the bad food, the food that's high in sugar and all this processed foods and all that. We get bad bacteria. These are not good bacteria. And, sometimes they start to replace the good bacteria, and we need to replace it. So on the day 4, that's what's going on. The bad bacteria is dying out. You're literally starving those bad bacteria. They're going away, and the good bacteria is taking over. So you're going to change your gut microbiology there, and they will help us be healthier. When people have bad bacteria, you know it because you smell bad or, huh?
Now, go ahead. You're good.
Oh, no, you're doing good.
Yeah. So you would know you will smell bad, or you have bad breath, or we
Yes, I
call it
saw that.
flatulence, all that stuff. So that's all sign of bad bacteria. You have a bad breath, whatever, flatulence, all that stuff, excessive gas. That's because some of the bacteria is anaerobic, so it causes the gas to form. So those are some symptoms that we're not doing so well. But all of this happens on that time, and then
Mm.
antioxidants get actually synthesized in our body. Now, we have to digest antioxidants in the food, but don't forget, our body can synthesize some antioxidants as well. So, it does make some. So this is what happens on day 4. Your body will make some extra antioxidants, which again can slow down the aging process and make you look younger, just like the growth hormone. That's what the growth hormone does in the adults. In children, the growth hormone makes them grow bigger, but in the adults, it slows down the aging process, makes us look, younger. That's what the growth hormone does. So you want that. You want to stimulate that to happen. And that's it. Basically, that's kind of what you do. On a day 5,
Let
this
me
is.
let me hit up on those microbes that you're
Mm-hmm,
talking about, Dr. Dan, and I
mm-hmm,
see that they do have a very beneficial role. How I say they are crucial for the ecological balance such as decomposing organic matter and cycling nutrients like nitrogen and producing oxygen. Also, when it comes to human health, they are essential for human health, aiding in digestion, as you said, producing vitamins and helping to fight off harmful pathogens in the gut and on the skin. I know you said something about the gut, but it says also on the skin.
Yeah.
Uh, it fights.
You're affecting all of that. I
Uh,
was kind of focusing a little bit more on the gut
mhm,
microbiology because that will change, but you're affecting all of that. I mean, we as humans cannot live. We don't live in a vacuum. We have to interact with our environment, and
mhm,
we cannot live without those microbes. But there are certain microbes that live with us just fine, and they help us, and there are certain ones that harm us.
as a harm.
Well, that will change. Yeah, that will change because bad food causes some of those bad microbes to grow excessively.
Right.
And, that's what happens. So, we really need to be aware of all that stuff. So that's day 4. So basically, you need to do this fast so you can do all these processes. Everything happens for a reason and it happens in its own time. And day 4 is extremely beneficial. Now, day 5, you start feeding yourself. So it says a 5-day fast, but you're starting to introduce some food to yourself a little bit at that point. So at this point, your body's doing great. It's gone through some massive rebuilding efforts, and it turned on the day 1, it turned off the growth hormones and turned on the repair hormones. Okay, but on the day 5, we want to switch those growth hormones back to on. So we need to start reintroducing food to our body. So once you get done with this 4 days and maybe a little bit in the 5 day as well, you got to start eating a little bit on the day 5. Now, you don't want to have a big meal. That would be a horrible thing to do. You want to go slowly into it. So you do something small. For instance, maybe have a little soup and that's it. And then you wait a couple hours or so, and then you have maybe one egg and maybe some vegetable, something small, and that's it. And vegetable, I like cabbage. Cabbage is really good. So if you want to go to the store and buy some sauerkraut, I mean that's fermented cabbage. I mean that's really good,
Very
very
good.
low calories and all. But you want something small. And then, you wait another 2 hours and maybe have a little bit of meat or something, some chicken or something, chicken breast, but just a little bit. So you don't do a lot of food. You do a little bit all the time to get your engines running, so to speak. So that's how you get it back to, turn those things to grow again. That's it. So it's not really that hard. It's just, mostly you're talking 4 days. On the 5th day, you start introducing some food already. But they call it
So,
a 5-day fast. Hmm.
so how often, Dr. Dan, would you think people would be able to do this?
Well, I haven't done it once. I've been doing this, intermittent fasting just fine. And,
Mhm.
I feel good with that. So I just want to, work myself up so I can do this basically 5-day fast. They talk about it, but basically, eating for 4 days, a little bit over 4 days, maybe. So, when you count the night, it's basically 5 days, but you're starting to eat on the day 5. So, I want to do it and see how it goes. But I
Right.
don't think you would do this that often. I would think probably do it maybe once a year or something like that and see how it does. I mean, it would change your life. I think you would. This thing is super healthy to do,
Mhm.
but if you are hugely overweight and you have a lot of health issues, you really can't just do this. You have to kind of work your way to do this.
Right.
So the more important question is, who can actually do this?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
I would say if you have a lot of health problems, if you're taking blood pressure medicine, cholesterol is high, your blood sugar is high, you're diabetic or something, you have some health issues. I would say you probably want to talk to your doctor first and see if you're actually okay to do something like this. But you can't really do this anyway right away unless you do the intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is not difficult. That's easy. That's the first step. First step of doing this is that. So all that means is there are certain times in the day when you eat, and there are certain times when you don't eat. So,
Right.
for instance, after a certain time in the day, I just drink water, and I don't eat anything, and then I go to bed. Now, if you want to stay till 1 a.m., you might get hungry again. But I don't stay that late. I got to work the next morning, so I go to bed, and I'm in bed before 10. I go to bed, and when you're sleeping, you're sleeping. You're not eating, you're not drinking, you're not doing anything. So it's
Mhm.
not hard to fast if you go to bed early. You don't want to be up at night and then I can't. I get hungry at like 2, 3 in the morning. Well, yeah, because it's been hours since you ate, but that's not good. You shouldn't eat at that time at night or early in the morning because, I mean, unless you have some kind of a job that's weird, then you have to get up at a certain time. But if you have a normal life like most people do, that's not good for you. That is not healthy. Our body has certain times during the day. This is called biorhythm. You probably know that as well. Certain times during the day, your body wants to be resting, and certain times it wants to be doing something. So your energy levels goes up and down throughout the day like that. And so when the energy is down, you should be sleeping and relaxing. That is really good for your heart. That is really good for everything. So, try doing intermittent fasting and try easy first. Say, okay, I'm just not going to eat, before certain time in the morning, and I want to eat after certain time in the evening. So maybe don't eat before 10 a.m. and don't eat after 7 p.m. So that's 9 hour block that you can eat. And eat something. Don't be starving yourself, but eat. And then you lower that time. Then you go, okay, well maybe I don't have to eat between noon and 7. So you eat in like 7 hour interval. Your body is fine with that. So your body is gonna get used to that just fine, and you will not feel hungry. You will be just fine. Just don't think yourself too much. You're gonna kick yourself off of it. But develop those.
Yeah,
Develop those habits first, and then see about this, deeper fast that you can
right.
turn these mechanisms on, which are not really turned on with the intermittent fasting. A lot of this stuff doesn't really happen every day if you just do intermittent fasting because you're feeding your body. So to turn some of these things on, you really, really have to, do this, and that's fine. But you gotta work yourself to this point. So let's say you do intermittent fasting for about a month, then maybe you might be ready to start doing something like this.
That's good, Dr. Dan. And the reason why I had asked you that question is because I can see this being done, in a method in which to be able to sustain it as a way,
Hmm.
to, just do allow your body to restore itself. Because a lot of people like to do detoxing and things like that, but this is a great, awesome, natural way to just allow your body to
Hmm.
restore itself, to build itself back up and restore things within his body with this 5 day diet that I
Oh
mean not
yeah,
diet but fasting
fast.
process that you just explained. If listeners, if you're just coming on and you just caught bits and pieces of it, I'd recommend that you go to our Facebook page or go to our
Mhm.
YouTube channel at Get Fit with Jackie
Yeah,
Fitness or Health Matters with Jackie and Coach to catch the whole 5 day process that Dr. Dan has been talking about
yeah,
under this fasting. Like he said, if you're if you have underlying conditions, make sure you see a doctor before you
yeah,
start the process and let him know what you would like to do and see what he or she says about it
yeah.
before you start that fasting process.
And one more thing I didn't mention, but what about exercise during this 5 day fast? What would you do? Do you still want to go to the gym and lift weights and stuff like that? So the answer to that is do light exercise. Let the body do this process, and you can go do light exercise. So you can go, and the beneficial thing is walking outside in the sun because sun can cause vitamin D production through your skin and all that. So go walk outside a little bit. Go in the park, go for a walk, but you don't need to be doing any high intensive workout or strength training while this is happening because you need to be careful with that stuff because you don't want to overdo it.
Right.
So do that and just walk. Also, maybe it's not bad to take like a bath. Take a little bath sometime if you like to. That's not bad. Or take a long like a warmer or hot shower or something like that. Get the blood flowing through your body a little bit. That's fine as well. But
Mhm.
drink plenty of water. You can eat a little bone broth kind of soup because that's really easy on the stomach, and there's some amino acids in there, essential amino acids, and there's some minerals and some vitamins in there. So that's really easy that you can do. And then if you want to have some stimulants like coffee or tea, do a little bit of that, but just don't be putting any sugar on any kind of dietary supplement or any kind of a creamer or anything like that. And that's it. That's it. That's it's really simple. I mean, it's
Mhm.
not all of this talk was really to show the benefits of that, like to show how
Yeah.
good this is. That's
Yeah.
really what I'm talking about. So when you do this, you realize, oh man, there's so many benefits to this. Let me try it for 4.5 days. It's not gonna kill you,
And,
but
and
you
like
need to.
you said too, Dr. Dan, you may not be able to do the first time 5 days. Maybe you
Mhm.
can only do 3 days the first time.
Yeah, do
You know,
what
so
you can.
yeah, start where
But
you are, and
yeah,
you, even when you get through that third day, there are some great benefits in what your body has done to help itself restore. So you
that's
still
it.
get benefits out of it. And
Right.
then,
That's
maybe the
it.
next time you can add a day and then get to the fifth day. So
But I'm glad
Exactly.
Dr. Dan mentioned about, who should intermittent fast, because like
Mhm.
people have some health issues like diabetes
Mhm.
people, and, consult your healthcare provider to make sure you're doing
Yes.
it correctly, or, if this is something right for you. But
Yes.
it has great benefits,
Yes.
but, consulting your healthcare provider to make sure that they know that they can guide you through the
right.
intermittent fast, and not just go off by something of influencers saying out there on social media.
Yeah.
And yes, so
You
that's
need to talk to a doctor, make sure it's all safe for you to do. But
yes,
this is the science behind it. This is the why this is good.
Yeah, yeah,
right,
and it's
So
right,
very good. Like you say, like
it is.
a lot of people like to do detox using stuff to do that when you
Yeah.
can take this 5 day fast and your body will do it for itself,
Yeah.
without you giving it additional stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love it. I love it.
It is.
Is good, but like I say, in all that we do, we have to make sure that we research and we get information, and we just don't haphazardly do something, because everybody is different when it comes to health and wellness, and
That's right.
everybody has different places in their life, and some things you really want to be careful when you're trying. But the body is amazing. We're fearfully and
Yeah.
wonderfully made. God made the body that way, and you take care of it, it will take care of you, and it'll take care of itself.
Exactly.
Yes, it will. All right,
all
Dr.
right.
Dan, you
That
got
was
anything? That
good.
was good. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Any closing comments for the CSRA?
Well, it's just food for thought. Get educated. Science rules, and don't just do something hearsay, but look the reasoning behind it. Look what the science says and what's proven to work. That's all I'm saying. So this is just to kind of give you a way of thinking. So there are ways you can improve your health, and simple ways and healthy ways. But as always, there's always that caveat. You have to make sure it's for you.
That's right.
There
So
you
you
go.
got to make sure that's it.
That's
But
right.
yeah, I think it's excellent, and I just wanted to share the information with people that are listening or viewing this, and maybe they can start thinking about their health and realize, man, maybe I'm lacking something in my health, and start looking into other things and realize not everything costs you money. Okay, this is
Mhm.
basically no money,
It's
so
natural. It's
you're
natural.
just natural. You just do it,
Right.
and that's what people have done for generations. I mean.
Hmm.
But it works. It definitely works, and it's really healthy. But make sure it's for you.
Hmm.
Right.
Right.
All
All
right.
right,
Well,
Dr.
that's
Dan.
good. Till next
Yeah,
time.
So we
Enjoy
look
yeah.
it.
We'll do
That
it
was
again.
good. Yes, absolutely.
so we look forward to seeing you on next month. Same time,
Absolutely,
same bat channel.
absolutely.
And of course, that's Diabetes Prevent Awareness Month. So, but you can talk about whatever you want to talk about, just kind of
Uh,
food for thought. So,
there's a lot to talk about
Mm. Oh,
that.
yes, a whole lot.
All right,
We'll
Dr.
catch up
Dan.
on that.
All right. All right, Dr. Dan, you have a
Have a
great
good one,
week and a
everybody.
great weekend. All right. Talk to you next
Yeah.
month. All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye.
All right, that was awesome. That was awesome. 5 day fasting. I mean, you move into it slowly, and I like how you came back and talked about the people with underlying conditions. If you
Right.
don't think that you may have to eat. Some people can't.
Yeah.
Just
Because
not
some people on medication.
right. So they have to
So
make
they
sure that
have
their
to,
doctor
right.
clears them to be able to do things like that. But when you think about it, Jackie, people are detoxing all the time. And Dr. Jan just walked through this 5 day
Right.
fasting process in which it allows your body just to like kind of self restore itself.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
then when you do can get it, and I have experienced that uh working in a fitness facility around people who done that and go
mhm,
to ketosis state, that can increase um some stones. Like I said, if you're not doing it correctly, that's why
right.
you need to
Have your doctor.
yeah, so kidney stones, or also you do get a fall breath.
Mm-hmm.
That does happen, and like he said, that sometimes that's bacteria,
Those
gut
microbiomes.
bacteria,
Yeah.
is trying to cleanse itself out.
Mm-hmm.
We're just amazed how we just don't know how much our gut microbiomes, we
It plays a part,
yeah, just a
and
lot of bacteria that is
right.
in there, all the parasites that is in there. We're trying to heal ourselves from parasite, and all this
Mhm,
stuff is, I think, it's just parasites, things that we even just not eat, just inhaling
mhm.
what we put
Yeah,
on our skin,
environment.
because our
Yeah.
skin is one of the largest organs of our body. So just even being going
Lotions and
outside and putting
oils and
lotions
stuff.
and oil,
Yeah.
being very cognitive of the ingredients of the stuff you're putting on your skin
Mhm,
on a daily basis. So just food for thoughts and things to kind of just to go,
mhm.
what am I washing my hair with? What am I putting on my skin every day, from makeup to lotion, from perfume. We that those some things to think about. So what are we putting on our skin, and we don't realize a lot of these things um can
Be a factor in our health.
exactly, it can not only a factor, but it can be it can contribute to
Mhm.
other health issues, in our body, because we figure we put it on our skin is on the outside, but like I said, that's one of the biggest organs
Right.
of our body is on our
Your
skin,
skin
and things absorb
absorbs, right?
through.
Most definitely.
If sun absorb through it, if chemicals can absorb to it. But he was right, get
Mhm,
out there and get sun,
mhm.
especially if you have melon skin. Our body loves vitamin D. Make sure we're getting out in that sun at least about 10 to 15, 20 minutes,
Right.
um, every day.
Right.
All
And
right.
he talked a little bit about intermittent fasting, and it is a good way in which to to not put so many restrictions on yourself, but just kind of time your eating and the amount that you're eating throughout the day.
Right.
So those
Yeah.
are good things. So
But
all right.
but the most important thing, consult your healthcare professional. Let them
Mhm.
know this is something I'm think about doing. Once you have gotten a panel done, blood panel work done, and if they feel like you're healthier enough to sustain that type of
Fasting.
fasting,
Mhm.
great, is good. And but with the doctor monitoring it and
Mhm.
even doing blood work afterwards.
Mhm.
But pay attention to how your body feel and how you feeling. You're the subject matter expert. It's your
Of your
body, so
body.
you know
That's
how
right.
you're feeling. So to everybody, each his own. If you think that's something that you would like to do, hey,
All
consult
right.
your healthcare provider.
All right, guys. So that's it for us. We got to make room for Concerned Minister Fellowship coming up right after us, Pastor Bush, and then Saturdays with Sean at 10 a.m. and Midday Motivations with Alicia G and New Artist Profile with Tony D at 6 p.m. Many weekly programs coming on. Minister Deborah Pearson kicks it off with Morning Praise at 8 a.m. Pastor Smalls, Morning Praise Devotion at 10 a.m. Community Matters on Mondays at 11 a.m. Mary Harris Afternoon Praise Cafe, 12 p.m. Monday through Friday. Minister Arlene Edwards talking it up, 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. And Flock, dinner with the Flock at 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Then Reginald Forrest, Education Matters, Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Pastor O'Neill's is with us, transforming lives at Thursdays at 11 a.m. And Sister Gwen Smiles with Pastor Smiles, Community Matters again is Friday at 11 a.m.
And
So make
guys,
sure you
go
check
out
those
there.
out.
Remember to go and support Emoji Village, Unity Fest out there today. A
Today,
lot of
that's right.
gospel artists out there today. Go out there. If you're not doing anything, sit out there. Bring your lawn chairs. Go out and support and go have a
Enjoy.
good time out there and enjoy yourself and
Praise,
support a good
worship.
cause out there. And always, we'd like to thank you for listening to Help Matters here on Shout 94.7 FM, the voice of the gospel truth. And remember, we're here to help you to become a better you, to be the best you that you can be. We always like to leave you with 3 John 2. Beloved, I wish above all things that you may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prosper, guys. We want you guys to have a blessed day. Remember, always sow and show an act of kindness, because you never know when the act of kindness may be extended back to you. Love on each other, forgive each other, and just continue to live a life of purpose. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
You got a lot going on over there. You need to let me